All right. So tonight we'll begin in Job. Ooh. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get through Job because there's like 42 chapters. We do 4 a day. What's 4 divided by what? That'd be 10 days. 4 divided by 40 is 10. I think I can't do math very well. So let me look. Let me look here. One, two, four, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. We can be done with this in 10 days. I can read the last, what, 4, maybe 5 chapters. Maybe 6 chapters. On the 10th day. We'll do that. Make it a 10-day run. It'll take us 10 days to get out of Job. Oh yeah, see. That's how you know who's with us and who's not. Because as soon as they see that I'm reading, that we're gonna read the word, they dip out. All they want to know is about video games, video games. Sad. It's actually sad. But what can you do? I mean, pray for them. Pray that the Lord will change their heart, give them a heart of flesh instead of a heart of stone. That's all you can do. I mean, they're going to come around. They're going to come around on their own time or the Lord's time. I don't know how that works. I think it's on God's time. Like He's the one that calls us to Him. Even the Bible says no one seeks the Lord on their own. Nobody. Like usual, we'll wait the 10 minutes for everyone to come on in. Oh, another TTV viewer. You actually came back. That's what's up. I hope you stick around, bro, because we all need Jesus. I might play some video games later, but first we're gonna read the 4 chapters tonight in Job, and then Proverbs 27. I was waiting for the pastor to show up. He had a wedding to do today, and they started like at 4 o'clock. I figured he'd be back by at least 6:30, but must be having too much fun, which is okay, I guess. The wedding. Um, let's go ahead and say the Lord's Prayer and get into the reading. Okay. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. All right, so like I said, the book of Job is really eye opening. Well, you'll see it for what it is. Like, let's just start reading, and you guys will understand what I was talking about. Um, I don't think we're not we're not going to get too far into the book tonight, so like we won't get to God sitting there asking him question after question after question for quite a while. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. Well, I I don't want to just sit here and not read. It seems like We'll figure it out when we get to it. Okay, so this is how the book of Job begins. Chapter 1. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared God and eschewed evil. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 500 yoke of oxen and 500 she asses and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east. Oh, oh, my bad. My bad. Here we go. Right here. And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. And it was so. When the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, It may be that my sons have sinned, and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Doth Job fear God for naught? Hast not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that he hath is in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. So you remember, I told you guys that Satan had to go ask God for permission to go mess with Job. And God said, Go ahead, go put him to test. Let's see what happens. Well, if you know God, uh, you already know that his intellect is just so vast. He already knows what's going to happen to Job. Okay, so Satan's like, just let's pay attention and see what happens. Job's afflictions. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job, and said, The oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them, and the Sabeans fell upon them, and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, The fire of God is fallen from heaven, and hath burned up the sheep and the servants, and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, The Chaldeans made out 3 bands, and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, Thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the four corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Now, watch what Job does. Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshipped and said, Naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither the Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly. Okay, so Satan's second affliction of Job. So then he's gonna go after him again. But remember, what did God say to Satan? Don't put your hands on him. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. And the Lord said unto Satan, From whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God, and escheweth evil? And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. And Satan answered the Lord and said, Skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. So went Satan from so, no, excuse me. So went Satan forth from the presence of the Lord, and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his feet unto his crown. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. The rebuke of Job's wife. Then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die. But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of God, and shall we not receive evil? In all this did not Job sin with his lips. Job's three friends. Now when Job's three friends heard all of this that was come upon him, that came every one from his own place, Eliphaz the Temanite, and Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite, for they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him. And when they lifted up their eyes afar off and knew him not, they lifted up their voice and wept, and they rent every one his mantle, and sprinkled dust upon their heads toward heaven. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and none spake a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was very great. Job curses his birth. After this opened Job his mouth and cursed his day. And Job spake and said, Let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, There is a man child conceived. Let that day be darkness, let not God regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it. Let a cloud dwell upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. As for that night, let darkness seize upon it. Let it not be joined unto the days of the year. Let it not come into the number of the months. Lo, let that night be solitary. Let no joyful voice come therein. Let them curse it that curse the day, who are ready to raise up their mourning. Let the stars of the twilight thereof be dark. Let it look for light, but have none. Neither let it see the dawning of the day, because it is shut up the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from mine eyes. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? Why did the knees prevent me? Or why the breasts that I should suck? For now should I have lain still and been quiet, I should have slept, then had I been at rest. With kings and counselors of the earth, which built desolate places for themselves, or with princes that had gold, who filled their houses with silver, or as in hidden untimely birth I had not been, as infants which never saw light. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. There the prisoners rest together. They hear not the voice of the oppressor. The small and great are there, and the servant is free from his master. Job longs for death. Oh, did I not change it? My fault. I just got way too into this. So we're right here in 20, right here. Wherefore is light given to him that is in misery, and life unto the bitter in soul, which long for death, but it cometh not, and dig for it more than for hid treasures, which rejoice exceedingly and are glad when they can find the grave. Why is light given to a man whose way is hid, and whom God hath hedged in? For my sighing cometh before I eat, and my roarings are poured out like the waters. For the thing which I greatly feared is come upon me, and that which I was afraid of is come unto me. I was not in safety, neither had I rest, neither was I quiet, yet trouble came. Eliphaz questions Job. Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered and said, If we essay to commune with thee, wilt thou be grieved? But who can withhold himself from speaking? Behold, thou hast instructed many, and thou thou hast instructed many, and thou hast strengthened the weak hands. Thy words have upholden him that was falling, and thou hast strengthened the feeble knees. But now it is come upon thee, and thou faintest, it toucheth thee, and thou art troubled. Is not this thy fear, thy confidence, thy hope, and the uprightness of thy ways? Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished, being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off, even as I have seen they that they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. By the blast of God they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. The roaring of the lion, and the voice of the fierce lion, and the teeth of the young lions are broken. The old lion perished for lack of prey, and the stout lion's whelps are scattered abroad. Now a lot Now a thing was secretly brought to me, and mine ear received a little thereof. In thoughts from the visions of the night, when deep sleep falleth on men, fear came upon me, and trembling which made all my bones to shake. Then a spirit passed before my face, the hair of my flesh stood up. It stood still, but I could not discern the form thereof. An image was before mine eyes. There was silence, and I heard a voice saying, okay, God is righteous. Shall mortal man be more just than God? Shall a man be more pure than his Maker? Behold, he put no trust in his servants, and his angels he charged with folly. How much less in them that dwelt in houses of clay, whose foundation is in the dust, which are crushed before the moth. They are destroyed from morning to evening. They perish forever without any regarding it. Doth not their excellency which is in them go away? They die, even without wisdom. Ah, look, should we wait until the 10th day or should we do the first six chapters right now? I think we wait. No, I think we do the first six chapters right now. Like, let's just do the first six chapters, okay? Because this is, I can't leave you guys on a cliffhanger like that. I just can't. And I mean, I'm gonna eventually have to because we got to save some for the next couple of days. Like, then we're gonna get into Psalms, and Psalms is good too. But like, I like Job. Call now if there be any that will answer thee, and to which of the saints wilt thou turn? For wrath killeth the foolish man, and envy slayeth the silly one. I have seen the foolish taking root, but suddenly I cursed his habitation. His children are far from safety, and they are crushed in the gate. Neither is there any to deliver them. Whose harvest the hungry eateth up, and taketh it even out of the thorns, and the robber swalloweth up their substance. Although affliction cometh not forth of the dust, neither doth trouble spring out of the ground, yet man is born unto trouble, as the sparks fly upward. I would seek unto God, and unto God would I commit my cause, which doeth great things and unsearchable marvelous things without number, who giveth rain upon the earth and sendeth waters upon the fields, to set up on high those that be low, that those which mourn may be exalted to safety. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noonday as in the night. But he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. So the poor hath hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth. God chastens his children. Behold, happy is the man whom God correcteth. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty, for he maketh sore and bindeth up. He woundeth, and his hands make whole. He shall deliver thee in six troubles. Yea, in seven there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation, and shalt not sin. God blesses the faithful. Thou shalt know also that thy seed shall be great, and thine offspring as the grass of the earth. Thou shalt come to thy grave in a full age, like as a shock of corn cometh in in his season. That like putting two ins next to each other really confuses me. Cometh in his season. Lo, this we have searched it, so it is heard. Excuse me, so it is, hear it. and thou know thou it for thy good. Yikes. Getting tongue twisted over here. But Job answered and said, Oh, that my grief were thoroughly weighted, and my calamity laid in the balances together. For now it would be heavier than the sand of the sea. Therefore my words are swallowed up. For the arrows of the Almighty are within me. The poison whereof drinketh up my spirit. The terrors of God do set themselves in array against me. Doth the wild ass bray when he hath grass, or loweth the ox over his fodder? Can that which is unsavory be eaten without salt? Or is there any taste in the white of an egg? The things that my soul refused to touch are as my sorrowful meat. Oh, that I might have my request, and that God would grant me the thing that I long for, even that it would please God to destroy me, that he would let loose his hand and cut me off. Job's just going through it, bro. Then should I yet have comfort, yea, I would harden myself in sorrow, let him not spare, for I have not concealed the words of the Holy One. What is my strength, that I should hope? And what is mine end, that I should prolong my life? Is my strength the strength of stones, or is my flesh of brass? Is not my help in me, and is wisdom driven quite from me? Hold on. To him that is afflicted, pity should be shewed from his friend, but he forsaketh the fear of the Almighty. My brethren have dealt deceitfully as a brook, and as the stream of brooks they pass away, which are blackish by reason of the ice, and wherein the snow is hid. What time they wax warm, they vanish. When it is hot, they are consumed out of their place. The paths of their way are turned aside. They go to nothing and perish. The troops of Tema looked. The companies of Sheba waited for them. They were confounded because they had hoped. They came thither and were ashamed. For now ye are nothing. Ye see my casting down and are afraid. Did I say, Bring unto me, or give a reward for me of your substance, or deliver me from the enemy's hand, or redeem me from the hand of the mighty? Teach me, and I will hold my tongue, and cause me to understand wherein I have erred. How forcible are right words, but what doth your arguing reprove? Do ye imagine to reprove words and the speeches of one that is desperate, which are as wind? Yea, ye overwhelm the fatherless, and ye dig a pit for your friend. Now therefore be content, look upon me, for it is evident unto you if I lie. Return, I pray you, let it not be iniquity. Yea, return again, my righteousness is in it. Is there iniquity in my tongue? Cannot my taste discern perverse things? All right, so we're going to stop there. And we'll learn some more about Job tomorrow night. But we're not done yet. Oh, we're so close to Proverbs that I'm looking like way too far in the book. Oh, yikes. I just realized it's almost the end of the month. I just want to see something real quick. So the second and the third. May 20, 30. First is on Wednesday. Second and the third. On these 2 days, I mean, it's not going to affect the stream or the reading. It's just I've got something that I have to do. Doesn't matter. Oh, wrong button. I just wanted to see Proverbs 27. And let me see. By the time I get to 19, I got to try to remember. Okay. So I hope you guys are enjoying Job so far. Like, I don't think we should be enjoying the fact that he lost all of his children, all of his substance, like his oxes, his camels, his sheep, and all that. But just his integrity itself is that's powerful right there. That's all I got to say about it. But we'll find out more tomorrow night, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So by the time we get to the end of the book, end of Job, um, it'll be evened out. That way we don't have to worry about reading 6 chapters at the end. I just did it. So now we can go 4 each day. But it'll still take us 10 days to get through it all. Okay? Just letting you guys know. So 27th, 8, 29, 30, 31, only 30 days in this. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Not this Monday, but next Monday we'll be done with Job, and on the 7th we'll be in Psalms. If I counted right. If I have counted right. I hope I counted right. Anyway, boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth, a stranger and not thine own lips. A stone is heavy, and the sand weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? Open rebuke is better than secret love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. The full soul loatheth an honeycomb, but to the hungry soul every bitter thing is sweet. As a bird that wandereth from her nest, so is a man that wandereth from his place. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart, so doth the sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. Thine own friend and thy father's friend forsake not, neither go into thy brother's house in the day of thy calamity, for better is a neighbor that is near than a brother far off. So right here in 11, let me go ahead and scroll up so I don't forget. It's perfect. So right here in 11. My son, be wise, and make my heart glad, that I may answer him that reproacheth me. A prudent man foreseeth the evil, and hideth himself, but the simple pass on, and are punished. Take his garment that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. He that blesseth his friend with a loud voice, rising early in the morning, it shall be counted a curse to him. A continual dropping in a very rainy day, and a contentious woman are alike. Whosoever hideth her hideth the wind, and the ointment of his right hand, which bewrayeth itself. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Whoso keepeth the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof. So he that waiteth on his master shall be honored. As in water face answereth to face. Okay, I'll read that again. As in water, face answereth to face, kind of like a mirror. So the heart of man to man. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. As the fining pot for silver and the furnace for gold, so is a man to his praise. Though thou shouldest bray a fool in a mortar among wheat with a pestle, yet will not his foolishness depart from him. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds. For riches are not forever, and doth the crown endure to every generation? The hay appeareth, and the tender grass sheweth itself, and herbs of the mountains are gathered. The lambs are for thy clothing, and the goats are the price of the field. And thou shalt have goat's milk enough for for thy food of thy household, and for the maintenance for thy maidens. Um, I don't know what time this guy's gonna show up, and I'm kind of hungry, and I don't really want to play video games until after I've eaten. But like, I don't want to go in there, grab something to eat, and then he shows up with food, and then it just goes to waste. So I'm conflicted right now. I don't know what to do. But I just look. I don't want to get all angry, or just being hungry is gonna distract me from playing. You know what I mean? And I'm probably not even gonna play that long anyway. So I'm trying to decide what to do here. I wish he would just show up before I ended the stream, but he's like, who stays at a freaking wedding for 4 hours, bro? Seriously? Like, you get married, and doesn't the husband and the wife want to just go so they can go be alone together and go do their honeymoon thing? Isn't that the point? Why are you still at the church? I'm just I'm just like, what? I mean, some people like to enjoy being together, but like, you eventually just, come on, stop celebrating already. Like, seriously. Whatever, dude. Not my wedding. You only get one anyway. Well, you're only supposed to have one. So I guess enjoy it. That's what I would think they're doing, like just enjoying their time and uh fellowshipping with people. That's, I guess that's okay. But like, usually on Saturdays, I would have already eaten dinner by now, and we could just jump into a video game. I'm hungry. I'm sitting here hungry. All right, let me get off of here and stop talking about being hungry. Probably making you guys hungry or something. Um, I'll get back on in a minute. I just want to end this so that, you know, and then we can talk, I guess. So God bless you all. Peace and blessings to everyone. I hope you guys enjoy the stream. Don't focus on me, focus on Jesus. And I love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow on tomorrow's stream. But I'll see you guys in a few minutes because I'm just gonna end this, hit the dashboard button, uh, publish it, upload it to YouTube.